G'day, thanks for joining us today here at Fee and Yo's Reno Show. Today we're going to talk a bit and hopefully install a bit of insulation. Let's get to it. There's a few different schools of thought when it comes to insulation. I have my own ideas and everyone else seems to have different ideas as well. If you've got your own ideas, feel free to put them down in the comments below. But personally, my approach to insulation is formed by an air gap. The air provides the insulation. Air is full of moisture, so you don't want that air contacting a cold surface because then it will condensate and form droplets on the inside of the van, and we don't want that. So what we use is something like this, a polystyrene, which is mostly made up of air, but it's a closed cell, which means that the air is in little bubbles and it can't escape, so that therefore it can't form condensation. So the idea is something like the ceiling, which we noticed had already condensated this morning when we walked into the Caravan because there was a temperature difference between the inside and the outside. I'm going to stick the insulation hard against the aluminium so there's no air gap, and therefore if there's no air gap you can't get condensation. It's going to thermally break the difference between the outside and the inside. Something like the walls is a little harder to do because of the scallop shape that it has here. I can't stick the insulation hard against it, and also we get slight weeping through these joins through capillary action, and I want the moisture that's coming in to be able to get out again. So what I'm going to do is install the insulation on the walls in a way that any condensation that forms on the outside will be able to travel down and through the holes in the bottom that I've drilled the other day and get out of the van again. So that's my approach to insulation, and hopefully it works. I think it will. So Fee's getting the frame ready. She's pulling out these little plastic grommets that had the wiring running through, because we're going to reuse those, aren't we?
Yeah.
Makes sense to cover them.
Wallace and grommet.
I'm going to start on a small area and sort of work out the process. And what I would like to do is try and tuck the insulation into the channels if I can. It's going to be a bit hard where there's a channel top and bottom. Can probably only go into one, but let's start here.
Moment of truth. How are you going to do it? Squishing it.
Now that's worked quite well, sitting in there nice and tight, and it's flush with the frame here. That's going to give me a little bit of an air gap between the back of the cladding and the foam to allow any moisture to run itself down to the weep holes. Right, so I'm going to take that out again and I'm going to foam it up. This is the real experiment. I haven't seen anyone do this, but it's kind of my own bright idea. So I'll see if it actually works. This is the foam gun, or the foam dispenser. So a lot of times you can buy spray foam or expanding foam in a can with a dispenser on it. But if you're doing a lot of it, it pays to get one of these guns because you can control how much is coming out and sort of set that flow. And the interesting thing about these guns is that when you pull the trigger, it opens the valve right at the end of the tip there. So that means when you stop pulling the trigger, all the foam in here stays sealed and doesn't go off and clog up your gun. I haven't used one of these particular brands before, but hopefully it works okay. Okay.
Did you have gloves on? Doesn't matter if you touch it.
Oh, I don't want to touch it because it's sticky and horrible. So yeah, probably should have gloves on.
Hey,
Done.
perfect.
Now when we look through this here where I cut it wrong, you can see that the spray foam is going to form that insulating barrier between the cladding and the inside.
One down. And
That's it.
Yes, just enough.
There you go, leave it at that. I'll put it down there. There we go.
Any more? No, just leave it.
Yeah.
Ah,
So, I only bought one can of this because I wasn't sure that this technique would work. It kind of worked in my head, but I hadn't actually done it before, especially not with aluminium. But it seems to work really well. It sticks really well to the aluminium, and it seals off around these panels really well also. So we are creating like a air barrier seal between the outside and the inside. That's really what I wanted to do. We won't be able to carry on with this job too much.
so you can see the,
Yeah, we won't be able to carry on with this job too much more today. We can still cut all the panels, but I won't be able to stick any more in, and we don't want to go all the way to the hardware store because if we go all the way back into town, we'll just stay there. I know.
So we've done a good job. Done a few panels.
Yeah, so one can has done maybe, what, a quarter of the Caravan? So I'll get another 4 tins and maybe
There's
5.
little bits. Fabulous. Let's go for lunch.
Okay.
Oh, it's so heavy. Do all the hardest stuff.
Day 2, we ran out of poly sheets, so we've picked up a couple more to bring out with us. And I was pretty certain they'd just fit in the car easily, but as you can see, it was a bit of a tight fit. So now I've got to hunch down all the way out there. But my side's better actually. Fee's side's a lot worse.
I'm just having a little lay back. Zippity doo dah.
Yeah, we could have put them on the roof, but they'd probably blow apart. And I didn't feel like hooking up the entire trailer just for 3 sheets. So anyway, it is what it is. Let's get out there and stick them in. The car says 3 degrees, so it's going to be a cold day, but the sun's shining as well. It's trying to break through this fog. So hopefully the fog clears and we get a couple more degrees temperature, or it's going to be cold out there working this morning.
Sunshine.
Well, it's sunny, but still kind of freezing here today. I just hope my neck straightens up after that drive. Let's get that polystyrene out. Does that look all right?
Idiot. Cut.
Put your front seat down because that's wedging it in.
Ah, that's got to be better.
Hang on. Stuck on the door here.
Can we? Yeah. Got a ding in the top of this one. Just take it straight into the van.
Yeah.
Nice and warm in here. Whew. Brand new day, ready to get onto putting some more of this. Hopefully we'll finish the whole Caravan today. Looking forward to that. So we're going to put it in the roof and just finish off the curly bits at the ends.
One of the reasons we had to do a second day out here is because we ran out of expanding foam. I only bought 1 tin. And of course I went to generic hardware store to buy some more for the gun, and they didn't have any, which is usual. And they had a bunch of these on their shelf, which they don't even sell. So they must have got sent these by mistake instead of the gun ones. So they gave me these at a discount. The downside is you've got to dispense them. You've got to dispense them from the can, which means once you crack the can open, you can't really stop. You just got to keep going until the whole can's used up. But I got them cheap, so, and they didn't have the other ones. And we wanted to keep going, so that's what you do. Right. have to put a little block in behind here because the skin's so far away from the frame, and there's a bracket that screws on the other side that holds a rail, so I needed to pack out this bit here so that when I screw that rail on from the outside it doesn't pull all the skin in against this frame here. And I've also realised we can't really put the polystyrene in here because we've poked the wiring through the polystyrene, but then it's going to interfere with the lining, so I've changed my mind on that. I'm going to run the wiring behind the polystyrene out here, down here and underneath the chassis to get up to the hitch where it connects to the car wiring. So I'd better do that before we can put this polystyrene in. Fee, you could probably start cutting some other bits.
Great.
Maybe for the ceiling.
Sure,
Right,
I'll do that.
you.
What are you going to do?
I just said I'll do the wiring.
I thought you said the wire. You didn't have the wire.
Oh, I've got that wire.
Oh.
Yeah, I just don't have I didn't bring any of my connectors. I forgot everything today.
One of those days.
One of those days. I don't have any solder or anything, but I can put the wire there to be joined later. Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
It's bright, that sun's shining off the back of the van. We have to get some wire from, this is the number plate light, so it works off the same lights as the tail lights, or the same signal I guess. So we have to poke it through 2 layers of van, and then I've got to go inside and pull it through, and I'm going to run this down, and I'm going to run this light down all to meet up behind this light and then go under the van from there up to the front. Can you push it?
Push it in?
Yeah.
Oh, quite tricky.
That's it, I got it now.
All right.
These are the 12 volt wires to feed the tail lights. And I'm just taping them against the outside skin. They are double insulated already, and I'm taping them against that aluminium skin just so they're not flapping around while we're trying to put the insulation and everything together. This is where it's all going to solder together up this end here, so we might have to leave this panel free so we can join all these wires together and then sit it somewhere out of the way.
What are you doing down there?
I'm drilling a hole through it.
Is it fun?
Oh, not really, lying in the dirt.
I missed it.
So yeah, I've got all the wiring for these lights. I need to get them to the outside of the van to run along the drawbar up to the tow hitch. So that's what I'm doing. I'm drilling from the outside to the inside after we've made it all nice and waterproof. Just drilling holes in it.
Things we thought would only take a few minutes.
Yeah, so hopefully we do get to insulation today because that's what we've come out for.
It's taking a long time. So you're modifying that?
Yeah, just need to make it slightly smaller.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, came out of there. I was looking in the wrong spot.
Found it?
Yep.
You got enough?
And how much extra?
Oh, just to where those other ones go to.
Yep, that's it.
We're just scoring the back of this so that we can bend it in a nice tight curve around the tops of the roof. It's the end of day 2 and we didn't get it done. It's a real pain. We worked pretty hard. Fee worked really hard cutting out all of the extra bits that we need to go everywhere. And in spite of us working out quite carefully how much we need, we're slightly short of the sheet unless we use all the stuff on the ground and kind of make it fit. I've got foam on my jacket. I've got foam everywhere because those stupid foam things that I bought, instead of the screw-on ones for the gun that you have heaps of control with, the ones that we bought, you've got no control. The foam goes everywhere. As you can see, it's all like squirting out everywhere. Got to load my hands. Now my hands are stuck together. A thoroughly unpleasant experience, but well, it's what we bought, so we have to make the best of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's day 2. One more day to get the insulation in.
I think that's, yeah, one more and we should be good. It's looking very green.
Yeah, I'm freezing.
Yeah,
It's
a
so
little bit
cold
chilly
today, in spite of the sun. Day 3 of what we hoped was a one-day job, and I'm on my way back out again. Unfortunately, there's an empty seat beside me. Fee is not able to join us today, but never mind, you'll have to put up with me. I know I'm less interesting than Fee, but hopefully today is the day we get all the insulation in. I've got one more sheet with me, and that should be enough. We've probably got enough with all the offcuts to finish it off, but I didn't really want too many joins in the panel, so I thought for the sake of grabbing one more sheet, I'll just do it, and then we can have full panels in each of those recesses. I've also found some more foam because the foam that we had, I really struggled with it last time, not going on the gun. The gun's a much more controlled way of dispensing that foam. I couldn't find the same brand, of course, because the generic hardware store that we used didn't have the particular brand anymore, or whatever, I don't know. But I found this one, and I'm not sure if the top fits the gun, but we're going to try it. The store kindly said I can buy them, and if it doesn't work, I'll just bring them back and yeah, give them back. So anyway, that's today's plan, but we have to make a slight detour before we get there because I'm stopping in to pick up a vintage computer. And if you don't know, I'm a vintage computer collector, which you can learn all about on my other channel right here. So you can click on that and check out the basement where I repair old computers and hi-fi gear and all sorts of interesting stuff. Well, interesting to me. But you're probably not here for that. You're probably here for Caravan renovations. So next stop, Caravan. That should be the last piece. We had some pretty horrendous weather while we've been away for the last week. Really heavy rains, so it's been a good chance to check the van to see if any water's come in, and it all looks pretty good. I can't see any signs of water except for a little drop there, but that's obviously come through this open grate here. So I think the plan for today is kind of not as interesting working here on my own without Fee here. But the plan for today is to get the rest of the panels cut. So there's only a few more to go over here, and then see if those foam cartridges fit the gun and start foaming it all together. Right, enough talking, let's get moving. It's almost lunchtime actually. I'm wondering, should I have lunch first? Or should I get started? Because I know once I get started, I probably won't stop for lunch. But I think I should get started, so let's go. But before we do all that, I actually forgot, we've got to solder all these wires together because the foam's going to go on top of these wires. Let's do that first. Decided to solder all the joins because these joins are going to be inaccessible once the Caravan's built, and the last thing you want is corrosion to get in all of these joins, which happens when you use those screw connectors. Done. Okay, let's get foaming. I'm pretty sure I've got all of the remaining pieces cut, so we're ready to start spraying in the expanding foam and gluing all these panels in. This is the stuff I bought today, and it does look like it fits this gun, which is good news. Ready to go. I've also found some of these black heavy-duty latex gloves. With the benefit of hindsight, I'm going to wear them so I don't get glue. I've still got glue on my hands from last week. Like, once you get it on you, it doesn't want to come off. So I'm going to wear these gloves today and start foaming. Let's get to it. All of the walls are done. I've still got the roof to go. I'd normally be packing up about now, but I just want to get it finished. So I'm going to keep on trucking and get all these roof panels, and hopefully it goes smoothly. I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, so this is the first one. Let's give it a go. I will say the new foam is way better than the Sika foam. What's this, Sudal? It just seems to last forever. Like, I'm on my second can now, and I've just started the second can. So one can did like everything else, half the van, I suppose. So yeah, good stuff. Carry on. Wow, Fee did a really good job cutting these. They're just the perfect length. So I'm doing these slightly differently. I'm applying the glue directly to the panel, and then I'm going to stick the panel up against the aluminium. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you need an air gap and everything, but I don't want condensation in that gap. And condensation is caused when there's air in there. So I'm eliminating any possibility of air. And what people forget is that the foam is all air, so that's your air gap, but it's in foam form, which is a closed cell. So it does a better job than just actual atmospheric air. Last one. I'm still on the second can, but I did want to go around and just foam up all of the little gaps I can see if we've got enough. But yeah, this is going to be a good feeling getting this last piece in. One day job, I thought. That's always the way though, isn't it? What you think is easy turns out to sometimes be a bit challenging. Offcuts in here to hold the panel up while the glue goes off, or the foam. Perfect. Such a good feeling getting this done. One big step closer to being able to line it and have a Caravan again. So yeah, awesome. Great. I'm going to go around and fill up all the little gaps and cracks I can still see and use up the rest of that foam in that gun. And then it's going to be home time soon. It's been another great day, just doing the last of the tidy up. Insulation's in, so that is a really good result, really happy with that. Yeah, that's it, 3 days, insulation's in. We can start getting some wiring sorted out and getting the lining done. So yeah, good milestone. Sad not to have Fee with us, but man, I could do with some hot chips. What do you reckon, Yo? Should we get some hot chips? Absolutely, let's get some. So, just getting ready to leave, locking up, and I get a text from Fee. How does she know? I guess it's hot chips another time.